What do you hear? What do you say, everybody? Welcome back to the Adult Table, the one and only premier podcast, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That I can't really classify since we're not on streaming services in terms of Spotify or Apple Podcasts just yet. Still figuring that shit out because we have no producer.
We are the hosts, the producers, the writers, the talent.
I wish I could say writer, but the only time I ever wrote anything was for the Charlie Kirk show episode.
Right. That was like a serious episode.
And,
most of them are not that heavy.
And that leads me to the rest of the explanation of the show, the free-form shit-talking show amongst two longtime friends, speaking their minds where no subject is left off the table. That's right, it's the Adult Table, folks. I'm your slightly inebriated host. As always, brought to you by and with, and fully supported because he can bench press 500 pounds, the Vanilla Gorilla, the man, the meat, the legend, and of course, Ozempic's final boss, Joey Fat.
I feel like I get like, I really I always get introduced like I'm like this huge juggernaut of a human being, but in my soul I just feel like Dusty Rhodes, where I'm just like this fat, common guy, just like, hey, what's up, baby? You know what I'm saying? This
hot times, Ric Flair. Hot times.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking hot times, Ric Flair. Hot times.
Hot times, Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it, baby. This is it. I'm just daddy cool. Too cool for school.
Dude,
summertime, just come over to me. I'm cool.
All we need to do is get you in a black onesie with yellow polka dots.
Oh, dude, it'd be amazing.
Actually, for you for Halloween, that would be incredible.
I might, I'm not a big Halloween guy. In fact, I don't even know if I'll be here for Halloween this year. I might still be in Portugal, but
Halloween's a state of mind.
It is true. It's true. But if I do get invited to a hotel party, Jesus Christ, dude, showing my age a little bit. A Halloween party, because Halloween parties used to be hotel parties.
Some could be, sure.
Well, at least the best ones were.
At the Capri?
Yeah, the Capri, Dartmouth Motor Inn.
And now to be clear, those are motels, not hotels.
Yeah, motel, hotel,
Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn would be a upgrade.
Yeah, no, for real.
From either of those establishments.
But, no, I just, wow, do I sound really obnoxiously loud, or is it just me? I think I should turn my headphones up. Maybe that's all it is. I turn my headphones up. I can't hear my snare.
No, let me see.
There it is. Plug it. No. Sorry, I'm still doing the bit.
Yeah.
No, I think Dusty Rhodes would be like a good one, because I can get like a little blonde wig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
a little blonde basket.
I just talk like this the whole night.
Yep.
Like, oh, yeah, baby, you know what I'm talking about. I know what you talking about, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
Throw down the bionic elbow on some people every once in a while.
You know what I'm saying? I just gotta, I'm just a normal guy. I gotta get up, go to work tomorrow. I gotta put my pants on 2 legs at a time. You know?
Son of a plumber.
Son of a plumber. You know, like, it's like he like talks like Tony Siragusa in a way. It's wicked funny.
Yeah.
I feel like they were like long lost brothers or something.
The Goose.
The Goose, rest in peace. Goose.
Yes. Yeah, both of them rest in power, in fact, yeah.
Yes, and yes to Mr. Dusty Rhodes as well.
I think he outlived the Goose, I believe, but
barely.
Yeah, probably not by much.
This is Dusty Rhodes. Died what, 3 years ago?
No, like
2015.
15, yeah.
I think Goose made it further than him.
You might be right. It probably not far
Goose
off.
Was post 15. Yeah, Goose died in 2022.
Oh, okay. Wow, I thought for some reason that happened earlier.
Reverse order.
Yeah. Honestly, well, I knew Dusty died longer.
I would have believed you.
Yeah. I mean, age-wise, it makes more sense because the Goose was always a big guy, but Dusty was far older.
Right.
I would say.
If you want to know, like, what year a song came out, I'm your guy. If
right.
you want to know the year somebody died, don't ask me.
Yeah, I'm not
terrible with it. Like,
I'm not great with that either.
Even some of like my friends and family have died. I'm like, wait, what year did they die? Shit. I like especially the ones that are closest to you, I feel like you try to push out of your memory.
That's something
subconsciously you push it out, like you don't try to.
I get that, but I still remember that. Like if it's somebody I personally knew and was close with, I might be off like a little bit. Like I might not remember the date, but I'll remember the year and like the time of year. There's a couple that stand out to me that I can definitely name off the top. But we don't need to get in that shit right now. We're here to talk.
It's depressing.
We're here to talk about other depressing shit.
Yeah, let's talk about other people's depressing shit.
Let's talk about other deaths, specifically 3. Let's just get right into it. We talked about it last week at length, at least for a good amount of part of the episode. And God damn it, Joey, if something weird didn't happen, basically within 12 hours of us ending the stream last week. We're talking Lindsey Clancy trial here again, folks.
Yeah, and this would be a non-issue.
And it was just normal trial talk leading up to this. I don't mean just us talking about it. I mean in general. It was like, all right, it's a nationally watched case because of the circumstances and the victims involved. But seemingly overnight, this movement of, and I'm labeling them as such, the TikTok wine mom true crime industrial complex has now crawled out of their fucking wine boxes and 2-gallon Carlo Rossi. Oh, you got some smelling salts? There you go.
I love them so much.
They work. And 2-gallon Carlo Rossi.
What's his name? Loved the girls at Madame Cave's Thai massage parlor.
Oh, Robert Kraft?
No, I was talking about the guy from the kid from Grandma's Boy.
Oh yes. Shit, I haven't seen that in forever.
You know, Kevin Nash is like, yeah, they're called hookers. They'll massage your cock.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're a hooker.
Was this an expensive piece?
Alex, you forgot smoking lamp.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was that expensive piece.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that.
How about my friend come back? He reach into your asshole and pull out your testicles.
Oh my god, dude.
But yes,
I can't believe you came on my mom.
Yeah.
Like
I can't stop coming. Ah!
Like any movie ever. Did I tell you? Did we talk about this a couple weeks ago? Grandma's Boy. The one part that I've never laughed at before until like recently, and I think it made me laugh harder than anything else has ever made me laugh in that movie. And it's just the scene with her at the house party, and Jonah Hill's just like walking through the like living room, and he just stops. He sees like the stripper with the huge tits.
Yeah, and he just starts feeding on her.
And she's like, yeah, the one that he starts sucking on. But like before that, he's like, she's just dancing like by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And he just walks in, just like he's like, and he just does like he gets wide-eyed and just goes,
Yeah.
and then just tries to walk by her, and she's like, oh, baby needs some milk, and then like grabs him, but like when he just stops, he just goes,
Yeah, a little subtle thing that you didn't. Yeah.
Dude, me and my buddy, we both cried laughing at that. We had to stop the movie. We were laughing so fucking hard because I as many times as I've seen that movie. I don't know I don't know if it was because I can revert back to being like an 18-year-old kid and seeing tits like that for the first time.
Yeah.
And your initial reaction is, huh?
Yeah.
Like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, those are great.
That reminds, not to get too far off track, but that reminds me of a scene from the original Clerks movie that goes unnoticed. You wouldn't know it happens unless you've seen it like 100 times like I have. But it's when fucking Randall tells Jay and Silent Bob, he said he's yelling at Jay specifically right outside of the convenience store saying, hey, because Jay says, oh, why don't you smoke my cock or whatever, and he goes, and Randall says, shut the fuck up, junkie, and Randall runs up and like does a little hop like in front of him and like puts his ass like right on him and farts and then runs away like like it's something I didn't notice the first like 10 times I watched it, but then I was like, oh my god.
That is like, it's like when I didn't notice, like when I was watching Ace Ventura, the original. My favorite part of that movie is when they walk into the party, when he goes in the tank and he's like, "That's not Snowflake," and he's like, "Do not go in there." Like that one where like Courtney Cox takes him to the party of the big
and when he sneaks into the tank via the bathroom. Yeah.
But when they walk in, it's like Captain Stubing, permission to come aboard, right? And they're walking into the party, and they walk by like the people, like the string quartet, and he just grabs the cello player's arm and just yanks it and just goes Yong! Like across the strings.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like I must have missed that part the first like 40 times I saw that movie, and then the 41st time I saw it, I just
it hit. That's when it hit.
Part of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some
subtle little things. Like I watched Army of Darkness at work the other night.
Oh, fucking awesome.
I mean, first of all, anybody who says that movie has not stood up well is an asshole. That movie stands up extremely well. One of the best written movies maybe of all time. Same
with Evil Dead 2, and the first one too, but Evil Dead 2 is Evil Dead 2 is Evil Dead 1, but slightly funny.
Yeah.
Like, they're not taking it as serious. Like, Sam Raimi's like, let's add a little humor into it, and then
Evil Dead 1 was like supposed to be like a super serious horror movie, like.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, like low budget, of course, but no intentional humor.
Right.
Evil Dead 2, they're like, at that point he's like, no, this is a full-on horror comedy. Like, I
didn't realize how much Bruce Campbell was like Jim Carrey before Jim Carrey, or like at the same time.
Contemporaries for sure. It's just Bruce Campbell was at least in a couple of bigger things than Jim Carrey was, and then around the same time they were. But when Jim Carrey blew up, he blew up.
Facial expressions, like the way they did stuff, they're like the way they inflected their voice, like.
Yes.
I felt like I was like, dude, if you had cast Jim Carrey in this movie, it would have been you wouldn't even skip the beat.
Pretty similar. It's just Jim Carrey blew up in a major way. Dude, he did The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and what was the other? And Ace Ventura, all in the same year.
Which is absolutely
1994.
Like, he became like he was like Will Ferrell there in like the late 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, where it was just everything was Will Ferrell or Kevin James for some odd reason.
Yeah, Kevin Hart too, to a degree. Once his time came, like.
Yeah, I feel like once like Hollywood latches on to like one person, they're like, let's see how many movies we can make to exploit this one person.
Well, yeah, we gotta
like Adam Sandler has been doing it for decades, but like, you remember like we had Billy Madison, Waterboy, Wedding Singer,
Happy Gilmore,
like all those movies. I feel like in like 2 years.
They were a little bit further than that, but yeah, I mean, it was a short amount.
It felt like it was like 2 years.
Well,
like,
well, back then a year felt like two. He had 50 First Dates after that. Big Daddy was around the same time.
I feel like late 90s, early 2000s though.
Right. Well,
like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy were all
those
like
were
94, 95, 96-ish.
I believe so. And then The Wedding Singer was after Waterboy.
Yeah, Wedding Singer was like later 90s. 50 First Dates, I think, was like early 2000s.
Or like 99, maybe.
Yeah,
but
like
yeah, probably early 2000. Yeah. Right on the bubble.
But like, they do that. They get their like greasy little mitts into one person. And
well, you got to strike where the iron's hot. Like, oh shit, this person's popular right now.
And then they just start rubbing their grubby little hands together, and they're like, "Let's make money."
Yes, they certainly do. Well, one person who I'm upset about having made some money, or at least her family, is Lindsey Clancy. Because getting right back to it, again, the TikTok wine mom, true crime, industrial complex has completely hijacked this thing. To the point where now, we had our opinion on this last week. We pretty much agreed, like, it's wrong. We'll see what the ruling is, because she already pled guilty. Her husband's not on trial here. They're going to determine whether she was either dealing with some form of psychosis due to PPD or PPS or PPD or the drugs, the prescriptions that she was on, which is a myriad.
Combination of all of them. Which I listen. So we left it last week. I think last week I said my overall opinion on this last week. I think my underlying opinion on it was that she did it. Like there's no like my big
that's already been. They're not fighting that at all. She already pled guilty to it.
My big hang up last week was that they were trying to be like, well, I don't know, like the husband, could have been in on it. And it's always like some chick online, she's like got a wine glass in her hand, and she's like, let me tell you something about Lindsey Clancy, okay?
Yeah.
I've been following this case for like 27 minutes. And all I know is that Lindsey Clancy is a Pisces, okay? And Pisces, if you know a Pisces, you know, they don't strangle people, okay? They stab. All right? So there is no way that she did this because, like, her chakras were totally not there. And her Pisces in her would not allow her to not at least take a single poke at one of these children, okay?
Yes, and I take that seriously, Joey.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, are you, like, I'm like, and then people are like, I don't know, like, this chick on TikTok, I seen her, like, she made some pretty good points, like, she had some pretty good points, like, maybe the husband did coerce her to do it and then left to have, plausible deniability, and this, that, and I'm like, are you fucking retarded?
See,
Like, do you have any idea the amount of manipulation and like mind control you would have to have over someone to get them to murder 3 innocent children as you stepped out to go get takeout?
Yeah.
I'm like, that is like, I mean, dog, we are talking like
MK Ultra level. Yeah, like MK Ultra or higher level types of things.
Yeah,
types of mind control manipulation.
The CIA would be knocking on your door being like, yo, how'd you do that?
Yeah, you got a mother to kill her 3 kids and then try to kill herself. Like,
yeah, like how?
That's perfect.
Please, we need to know.
That's the highest level of whatever the fuck we're trying to do. Like,
yeah, next thing you know, that guy's the next J. Edgar Hoover. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the kid walking in on Steve Carell having sex, and he fails, and he's like, "Dude, teach me." It's like,
teach me your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, sorry, you gotta go to old school porn over there. Go find out this guy. His name was Ron Jeremy. Okay, we call him Obi-Wan. But you go find him. He'll teach you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, big surprise. He turned out to not be a great guy either. But
oh wow, no way. An adult film actor turned out to be not a great person. I really looked up to those people. I'm sure Riley Reid is making a great go at being a mom, and that her husband's definitely not going to divorce her at some point because of he's no longer going to be able to withstand the ridicule of being married to a girl who literally got blacked in videos, which is a thing.
yes,
we all seen it. Don't act like you haven't. I'm sure like Ambi Bambi will grow up to be like just an upstanding citizen. Probably won't overdose in a bathroom, lonely somewhere at a bus station. 10 years from now.
God bless.
God bless. It's just sad. Like how many adult film actresses do we know that have died overdosing?
I mean,
like
the ones that I know about or kill themselves is too many.
Yeah.
Both men and women, but it's mostly the women.
Yeah, because the men are just like, yeah, whatever, dude. You just borrowed my dick for a movie. I don't really care.
Yeah, unless they go to prison like Ron Jeremy, they just kind of fade out into obscurity. They'll make cameos in movies, like for fun, just for fun, because it's like, oh yeah.
Hey, do you think like someday, like when we get like Dodgeball 2, there'll be like a Johnny Sins cameo?
Well, I can tell you who won't be in that. Vince Vaughn. He turned down $14 million to be in the sequel that they wanted to do because he's like Ben Stiller's an insufferable prick on like as a person. He's like he won't shut up about politics.
That doesn't surprise me.
He's like I can't work with him.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Ben Stiller sucks. Total fucking libtard.
Yeah. A man of principles though, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, him, Chris Pratt. Like they might be saving Hollywood. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see. But yes, back to the Clancy thing. The way you described it.
So you get these like Xanax riddled wine moms who are just like following these fucking losers on TikTok who are, for whatever reason, just pushing this narrative that Lindsey Clancy didn't do it. And we all know that she did. She said she did. Everyone said she did. No one's denying that she did it. Now, the issue with this case has become the why she did it. And this is kind of where, like, I want to say that my anger or my emotion was misplaced initially for this case because I was going at people who were supporting her like, no, you're fucking retarded. Like, that's not the thing. She did it. Now that it's been proven that she did it, it's like, yeah, I know she did it. We all knew she did it. There was no two ways about it.
Well, I mean, she pled guilty to it. So,
yeah,
again, this trial is about determining her mental status during that time. And new information has come out about that since last week as well. But continue, please.
But my issue that I have with the people that are supporting this bitch, because let's call it like it is. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care if you were done dirty by the healthcare system. You know, you had bad doctors, you had bad that. Like, at some point, like, you made a conscious decision to strangle 3 kids by hand.
Methodically, one by one, and it takes up to 5 minutes to strangle someone to death.
Right, like if she had driven her car like off a bridge into a body of water, and just let the kids drown, I would have been like, okay, then yeah, that's a momentary lapse of judgment. What she did was more than that. Now,
both are bad.
both equally as bad.
Yes.
But the way she did it, like, that's not a momentary lapse in judgment. That is like
cold, calculated.
Yeah, there's something more to that. Now, initially, I was like, fuck it, throw this bitch under the fucking jail. Who gives a shit? And I still believe that way because ultimately she did kill 3 kids. However, now, like, especially after talking to my wife, and I challenged my wife on this a little bit, and her and I don't often disagree or see things not on the same for what they are. And we kind of disagreed about this vehemently a little bit, like, to a point. And we kind of got into a back and forth. I think it was Friday night. And I'm like, no, like, and she's like, you haven't seen the case. And I'm like, I don't need to. I was like, I've already seen enough. Like, I don't need to know what it is to know what it isn't.
Yeah.
And I've seen enough. I already know enough. I know what happened here. And I get, like, a lot of people are still riding high off the Karen Reed case, where, like, you know, there was these, you know, multiple law enforcement agencies working with this diabolically evil judge to frame an innocent woman for a murder that she didn't commit. And everybody's like, wow. And so everyone's trust levels are down, and all the conspiracy theorists are out. But I think this just happens to be good timing. And this is why I believe, like, this Lindsey Clancy case has become such an op. Because I feel like they're capitalizing on the Karen Reed thing, at least the TikTok people, where they're taking advantage of people's mistrust or distrust, I should say, of the authorities and the people investigating it.
Yeah.
So they're allowing, like, it's almost like that case opened the door for people to be like, see, you can't trust anybody. Like, look at this.
But there's nobody. The only people bringing that up are people that can't be taken seriously. I don't care how much of the trial they're watching it, the trial from when it starts to when it ends, or at the very least listening to it. It does not point to any of that. If that were the case, it would be more widespread, and an actual theory, and the court would be, the defense would be making that their main argument. That's not the case. So it's yeah. Go ahead.
So my ultimate bottom line here is to get to land the plane and get to the point. What I believe where my anger is with this, where I am like, this is what pisses me off about this case, is that you have all these, like I said, these Xanax riddled wine moms, you know, who are all like, they all want to be like, you know, being a mother is the hardest thing in the world, even though there's 8 billion people on the planet. and half of them have been a mother at one point or another, or going to be. So 4 billion people, just right now in existence are mothers or going to be mothers. And you're acting like it's this big, tough, difficult thing that no one's ever done before, and you're the only one and you're the first person to do it. It's like, I'm the first one to graduate college. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're not. Shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
you're literally doing what biology and nature made you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, all of these fucking broads that are supporting Lindsey Clancy are, if you flip the roles here, and this is the dad that killed 3 kids and strangled them, all of these moms that are standing outside, like doing the little heart thing, and like, we stand with Lindsey, they would be the first ones being like, see, this is why we choose the bear. Like,
Yeah.
Because it's the hypocrisy of it that gets me.
And you didn't, yeah.
They're so fucking self-absorbed and retarded that they don't see the forest for the trees, that they're just sitting there and they're like, oh my God, like, no, you don't understand what it's like to be a mom with postpartum depression. I'm like, you don't understand what it's like to be a dad and the single, with testosterone coursing through your veins, and you're the sole income for a family of 5, and you've got PTSD from fucking Iraq in 2003 or 4, and you're and you work as a fucking laborer or a cop or something like that, and have to like see crazy shit every day, wake up, work crazy hours just to put dinner on the table, just so when you're one fucking day off and you want to sit around and watch football, your wife can be like, I thought we were going fucking apple picking. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea what that fucking feels like.
Yeah.
So I really don't want to fucking hear about your postpartum depression. I get it's a thing, but guess what? Mental health is not exclusive to fucking pregnant women. But they're making it seem like this is this exclusive club. And like, well, this wasn't postpartum depression, it was postpartum psychosis. I'm like, cool, get help.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's where the problem lies, is that, in my opinion, Lindsey Clancy did all the right things in asking for help. She was begging for help. And the problem she ran into is that the way the healthcare system is now, and we see it every day, all day, Trav, turn on your TV, and what are 90% of the ads for?
Yeah, it's all
some sort of medication.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got a crooked dick? Take this.
You got HIV positive?
Yeah, HIV? Take this. Oh, you got Crohn's? Take this. Oh, you got a headache? Well, take this. It could cause Crohn's and give you HIV, but it'll get rid of your headache.
Yeah. And then all the GLP-1s and...
Oh, but you got rid of the headache and you got Crohn's and HIV. Don't worry, we got a pill for that too. And it's like, well, now I can't sleep. And they're like, take Ambien and these sleeping drugs. And you're like, nah, I don't think so. I heard those weren't good for you. They're like, they'll be fine. And next thing you know, you're having fucking like day terrors like you were in fucking Vietnam. You know what I mean? Which is like another thing too. Like, women will never understand. Women have, I've sat next to Vietnam vets who have had, I think they call them day terrors, where like all of a sudden like their eyes just kind of roll in the back of their head and they just start screaming. And like you'll just be talking to them, having a normal conversation,
and it just happens.
It just happens, and they flash, and they're literally having a flashback, and
yes,
going back and seeing like the horrible shit that they saw. And I saw it happen to one guy one time. It was a regular at a restaurant I worked at, and he was a wicked nice guy. And we called it, and he was awesome. And I remember him having one, and it was like I was like, do we call 911? Like, what do we do? And
right.
it was terrifying. The dude was literally fucking losing his shit. But he's awake, he's active, he's getting up, and he's like moving around like, watch out for that guy out there. Get the guns over there, mortars, claymore, like, and he's like screaming nonsense, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And then he left. And we're like, where the fuck did he go? We're like, I don't know, like, do we call the cops? Like,
yeah. Do we make sure he's okay?
And then the next day he shows up and it's like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, nothing happened. He had like no recollection.
That's sad.
And it's just like, and it would just happen. But like you have that, but like that's the thing, like these women are acting like this is like this big, like this like super exclusive party that just gives you carte blanche to do whatever you want, and you're like, well, she had postpartum depression. Yeah, just sometimes it happens like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. But then you look at the litany. I'm sorry, the laundry list of pills that this woman was on, medications.
Well, from what I understand, because new information has come out since last week,
it's alarming.
it is, but also a number of them that she was taking, she wasn't on long enough for them to take full effect, and she was taking them kind of sporadically.
But the list of shit that she was.
But she was on a ridiculous amount, yes, or at least prescribed it.
Yeah, she was prescribed them, and then the thing is like a lot of these drugs, like the way they coincide with each other or work together, if you will, it can really fuck you up mentally.
I'm sure that they can.
I'm not making an excuse for her. She still killed 3 kids.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, that's the difference between you and the people that can't see the forest through the trees, as you said.
Yeah. I don't need to be, off my meds to know that killing somebody is bad. That's never a good thing.
Let alone your own 3 children.
Right. That being said, I think, and I've talked to, professionals. I'll just say I've talked to a lot of professionals in healthcare over the last week. Starting with my wife. And one thing they will all tell you is that the communication between doctors and healthcare groups and things of that nature is abysmal, to say the least. That she had a psychiatrist who was prescribing her one thing. Then she would go to another doctor. They would prescribe her another thing. Where those 2 drugs, yeah, those should never be mixed. But they're prescribing her 2 different things because she'd go for I have this issue, and then her psychiatrist would prescribe her psych meds. Well,
which leads me to believe that she was shopping around for meds too herself, potentially. I'm not saying that's true, but
she potentially could have been. But the only reason I don't believe that, Trav, is because if you go back and listen to the testimony from the doctors, mainly the psychiatrist, I think it was, that talked to her, you can tell she was like, "No, this isn't working. I'm having suicidal thoughts. I'm having thoughts of killing people. I'm having thoughts of doing really bad shit, and I really feel like I'm close to the edge." And they were just like, "All right, just double the dose then."
Well, yes, I think there should. If that's the case and it can be proven, I want everybody that is involved in that in any capacity.
Yeah, so ultimately,
face some ramifications.
After speaking with people who know and work in that industry, my ultimate. I think my conclusion of this case is she will be found not guilty by reason of insanity due to the postpartum psychosis. And then I think she is going to have an absolutely monster malpractice suit on her hands to go after the psychiatrists, the doctors, everybody who prescribed her these meds, because they, at some point or another, every single one of them missed something that they shouldn't have missed. And, we can blame COVID and all the other shit, but most of her visits were telehealth. So you don't have an in-person visit where you can see somebody and they tell you I'm having suicidal thoughts, and you're like, okay, well, have you just tried not doing that?
Yeah.
No, but whereas when you're in person, you can see them wringing their hands and fidgeting and doing all these weird things, and the eyes, you can always tell by somebody's eyes when they're plugged in or not.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately that's what's going to come down. Now, she's never going to truly be free.
Well,
again.
The thing, if she is found guilty by reason of insanity, which is very hard to actually accomplish in court, at least in the United States of America, yes, she would be sent to a mental health facility for quite some time, but there is a chance that she could be let go at some point. Granted, she is paraplegic, but that still wouldn't sit well with me. Even that, it isn't a guarantee that she would be paroled, but there is more leniency to people that show more progress in that than if she were to just get life in prison.
Absolutely. And that's where I kind of I have a hard time kind of deciding what her punishment should be. obviously she owes a debt to society for killing 3 kids. Like, that's just something you can't do.
Without question.
And if we let this bitch walk, obviously it sets a horrible, horrible precedent. But my underlying thing is like when I look at, because I listened to the testimony, my wife and I listened to the testimony together of the psychiatrist that she was one who was prescribing her psych meds.
Yeah, who looks like she's like 16 years old.
Yeah, she's brand new. The one that was like, well,
that was her
not what
first.
I meant.
That was like her first patient.
Yeah, it's like that's what I wrote, but that's not what I meant. And it's like, nah, bitch. Like, I come from a place where if it didn't end up in your report, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Period. Like, it doesn't matter if you go back and look at the camera and see it happen. If it didn't end up in your report, it didn't happen. And when you get to court, they're going to grill you on that. Like, so and reports are everything. And I have a hard time believing that Lindsey Clancy had top tier or even middle tier healthcare provided to her during this time, because the way that now I tend to side like,
well, she's also a nurse herself, so should know some of this stuff.
Well, I think she did, and but but listen, just being it's like, how do I say this? It's like if you just because you're a race car driver and you drive cars doesn't mean you know how to work on cars, right? Just because you're a nurse doesn't mean you necessarily know. Like, yeah, you're a nurse. You do, like, I take IVs, I put this in, I put the diodes on, I hook up the EKG, like I do whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're not necessarily an expert in psychiatry and
or all pharmaceuticals. Yes,
right, exactly.
Like pharmacists have to know all that shit. Most pharmacists are like the head ones are smarter than a shitload of doctors.
Absolutely, because they have to know what every drug does, how much it does, how much the dose. My sister-in-law is actually she's a pharmacist, and she's ridiculously brilliant.
Yeah.
And like she has a very difficult job where like I think she works in like the ER where like she's the consultant. Like,
oh Jesus,
she decides like how much they get of what at a very critical time.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get to fuck around. You know what I mean? Like her lunch break is not like okay, let me go kick back, put my feet up, and play Snood for fucking 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Snood. Yeah.
I'm back on the Snood bandwagon. That's
dude, Snood is still it. That game's goated. But yeah, we don't have to talk about Snood any further than that.
But like, yeah, I think people fail to realize like, and I'll say this especially about people that I know that have worked in that industry, whether it be like my sister-in-law, my wife, their coworkers, their friends. They would be like, they will all, not necessarily like people I know, like not firsthand, but they'll all be like, you would be shocked if you knew how dumb the person that was operating on you actually is. Like, it's terrifying. Like,
you're lucky it's the one thing they're good at. Like,
yeah, but like also, like you're treading lightly there, but that's where I land with the Lindsey Clancy thing. I think ultimately she is innocent by reason of postpartum psychosis, and I think she is going to have a massive malpractice suit on her hands. Now, when I say innocent, I mean I don't think she obviously killed those kids. And that's where I.
You mean innocent by reason of insanity or psychosis? However they want to phrase it.
By reason of psychosis, like postpartum psychosis, which I think is probably going to happen. Plus, now today too, I guess like the prosecution decided to like enter in like some sort of like biblical like question into their line of questioning. So now the defense is asking for a mistrial altogether.
I saw that. I don't. Let me see if I can bring that up.
Yeah, I think they asked her, like, oh, you're a Christian, right? And like, yep. And like, so you're a practicing Christian, murder is like, one of the cardinal sins or whatever it was. And they were like, yeah. And all that was a ploy to get anybody who's on the jury that's a Christian to be like, fuck, like I can't go against my faith, if
I can see that, but at the same time, what do you put your hand on when you get sworn in?
I know.
To speak.
I know. And what did the judge put his right hand on? You know.
So if that's gonna be a reason why they want to call a mistrial, then we might as well just swear on like the truly tastes like joke book from the 80s, with especially the section about all the dead babies.
Or we could just we could use this this copy of the August 1999 Playboy that I have.
The one with Shannon Elizabeth, yes.
Yes, with Shannon Elizabeth and the girl they modeled Lara Croft after.
Well, no, she was supposed to play Lara Croft in the movies.
I thought that was the girl they modeled the video game.
No.
Oh.
No, she was supposed to be. She was some just British model. She was supposed to be Lara Croft, and then they were like, "Oh wait, Angelina Jolie looks exactly like what Lara Croft would if she was not polygonal." Let's just have her do a British accent. Boom, done. Her name's like Nell McAndrews, I believe, because I have that copy. I looked at that one quite a bit. I got it when it came out.
Yes, Nell is her.
Fucking A. I have like this total recall of jacking off shit, basically. It's probably not good.
Great tits.
Great for fake, like, late 90s tits, yes.
I mean, no, these weren't even fake. These were natties.
Who are you talking about, Shannon or Nell?
Oh, no, Nell.
Oh, Shannon's are real.
Nell's look real.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, they go a little. Maybe they are fake. You know what? In that pose, they look fake. You might be right. They might be fake.
That's my clear speculation. Just like on the Lindsey Clancy case.
Let me check. Let me check Shannon Elizabeth's just for for science.
No, hers seem to hang naturally, even with like the airbrushing and shit that they did back then. Like,
right.
Well, Photoshop, really, at that point, even. But to speak on a thing you said before, the outpouring of support is what baffles me the most, because, as you said, nobody is standing up when the coin is on the the shoe's on the other foot, I should say. Not one single man or woman or whoever said, "Oh, Chris Watts was just he had a hormonal imbalance, or he had a mental break." It's like, no, that motherfucker killed his pregnant wife and 2 little girls.
Right.
In cold blood. Scott Peterson killed his pregnant wife. All those family annihilators did those things. And not one man, or anybody else for that matter, was like, yes, what they did was wrong, but I'm standing in solidarity with Chris Watts, like, or any of those other guys. Nobody in their right mind would do that, because regardless of the reasoning behind it,
can't find the shit.
You cannot and should not be able to say, I stand with this person based on their actions, regardless of the reasoning behind it, or even if they're found guilty or not guilty by way of an insanity plea and it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, or what have you. I can't wrap my mind around that, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. And especially in this case, she already pled guilty. And the fact that people are continuing to have weird conspiracy theories about how somehow the father and husband did this, or somehow planned it, or was involved in any way, when everything is timestamped from him not being there, his phone is GPSed, it all corroborates time-wise. Unless he pulled off like the biggest MK Ultra thing ever, sort of thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think
she did it.
Unless this guy is like the love child of John Wick, Jason Bourne, and 007, like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, to not just convince her, but her defense team, and to confess, to admit to it, and just being like, okay, she did it, but this is what we're gonna plea in terms of guilt, and we'll let the jury decide. Okay, you're letting the justice system, the process do its thing. So that's what's on trial.
Having that debate with my wife, I think because initially, and my wife kind of called me out on it. She was like, no, she's like, I see like what you're mad about. Like, I see where you're coming from, and like
The three dead children.
well, not just that, but like she was like when I was mad about the whole thing on that, we had like we argued about it a little bit, and my wife was like, no, she's like, she got done dirty, and I'm like, no, she killed 3 kids, like, period in the story. She's like, no, you need to look into it more, like there's more to it than that. And I kept saying like, no, like I'm like, I don't need to look into it, like there's 3 corpses, all by kids, all done by her, like that's it. She goes, yes. She's like, I'm not denying that. And my wife is like, you know, my wife is she's a very smart person, one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Yes, I know this to be true as well.
Yeah, and she does not let people influence her opinion one way or another, just based on like what she thinks her agenda should be.
Yeah, she usually can cut through the static. She's
she's one of the best at it, actually. In like between her, my mother-in-law, and my dad, like I've never met 3 people that can read somebody faster. And like, you know, they'll meet you for 30 seconds and they're already they got a beat on you. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt because that's my nature. Now, granted, I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people, but nonetheless, but like my wife and my mother-in-law and my dad will be like way out ahead of everybody else. Like, nope, told you they were a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of the times they're right. I'd say almost always. But my wife's very smart. She was the one. So when we started arguing this, she was the one who was like, no. She's like, your anger or being upset about the support for her is not because that you think that people think that she's innocent. It's because you look at this as you're looking at this as if this was a man that had done this, how he would be treated. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, we talk about this all the time. How men get fucked in divorce courts, like we get fucked every which way, and yet we're told to act like we're like the most privileged people on the planet and nothing bad ever happens to us. And it's like, no. Like I have friends whose wives have fucked their kids' best friends and they can't divorce them because it's cheaper to keep her. Literally, like that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a real actual thing that I've seen happen, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, that'd be 3 dead bodies. At least if I found out that was going on. Like my wife's, my son's, and his best friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like
good one, Joe.
I mean, I'm not killing myself, fuck that, but you know what I mean? But no, that's like, but that shit happens all the time. And I'm just saying, like, you can't. So we're meant as men, we're meant to sit here and be told, like, oh, you're so privileged. You have all this, you know, every day you wake up, you know, you woke up on third base and you act like you hit a triple, but you know, you just started out there, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, like there's things that work against us too, and the court system is one of them. And and my wife called me out on it, and she was like, if the shoe was, you're mad because if the shoe was on the other foot, this reaction would not be there. I was like, you know what, you're right. That is what I'm mad about. And it took me a minute to like process it. I knew that's what I was mad about. I was just having a tough time articulating it.
Well, the way she said it to you, you're like, you're right, but not in the way that you think you are. I'm mad about it because if the shoe was on the other foot, we would not be doing this.
Right, this wouldn't even be.
And you would be calling me crazy if I was in favor of it.
Right, exactly, and that's going back to my original point of the hypocrisy of this like feminist movement where they're all coming together and joining hands and defending this woman who literally fucking murdered 3
Yeah, dude, and they're doing the heart hand emoji thing, and now I know she didn't strangle her kids with her bare hand. She's usually exercising bands.
Yeah. But
now I cannot see this without thinking of strangulation. It looks The hands together like that.
Yeah, I had a
It's a
t-shirt
different.
once.
Yeah, it's not circular, but it's still hands together in a way where it's
I had a t-shirt once with Joseph Stalin doing this. And it obviously was supposed to be ironic, but and it was. But these feminists that are sitting here and they're trying to tell us that, like, oh no, you don't know what it's like, and I'm like, oh God, shut the fuck up, like, stop, like, just stop. And they're like, postpartum psychosis is one of the most rarest things of all time, and you don't even know what it's like. And I'm like, okay, great, it's that rare. How the fuck do you know what it's like? Like, you don't know what it's like either, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
bitch. Like,
but
go to Pilates on your husband's dime, and go get fucking bent over by your fucking trainer, and then come home and kiss your husband on the lips and tell him thank you for the nails and the hair that he got done, and your kids and everything else, you fucking cheating bitch. But
yeah,
sorry, that sounds a little personal. It's not, I can assure you.
Yes. No, but that all depends on who you ask that question to. It's gonna come down to there are conservative women that are standing with her in terms of
absolutely, this is
because it's a yeah with them, it's a yeah but. And
right.
then they have their.
But you don't know what it's like to have that. Like,
and I'm not going to say that I can ever do that. And quite frankly, I'm happy that I won't ever have to experience that. Same as I'm over the moon about the fact that I will never have a period.
Yeah, seriously.
So.
I mean, it's like Mr. Garrison once said, I don't trust anything that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die.
Yep. And then he became a trainee.
Yeah. Can't wait till our first show leaves so I can get me some fucking poontang.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I cannot get down with the idea that there are like these women that are out here supporting a child murderer.
Yeah, the support is what I don't like. It's because you can say, hey, let's wait and see what the verdict is. Maybe she was, and you can feel and have your opinion whether she was actually, meant completely in a state of psychosis during it. To me, the evidence doesn't point that way. You can believe that if you want, all the way all day long until the cows come home. You can believe that, but to say you stand with her,
yeah,
that's I take umbrage with. You can say, hey, I think she was in a state of psychosis. She wasn't in her right mind when it happened. That's fair for you to say. But to say that, or not even say that, but be like, well, I'm standing in solidarity with, like, yes, or same Lindsay, like the videos that happened the day after we aired last week. That is reason for concern. Like, I'm sorry, that's beyond the pale to me. Like, that's like, again, you can't justify the same thing for Chris Watts or any other guy. The same mentality. Oh, men's hormones are all out of whack, so we got to forgive rapists sometimes because they just couldn't control themselves. They were fucking too hormoned out. Like, no, that's not a valid excuse to me.
It's like to wake up with a boner every single morning and not be able to relieve yourself. Like.
No, I do because it happens every day, and I don't rape anybody. It's called self-control.
I know that's like I'm saying hypothetically that would be our defense.
Granted, I'm not on a cocktail of drugs that may or may not make me involuntarily jack off in public or something.
Listen, I mean, I crank my hog of the best of them, but never anywhere except privacy of my own home.
You're a man of class, and decency.
Yeah, sometimes like Peter Griffin once said, if I want to fire off some knuckle children in my neighbor's living room, while he uses VCR, who the hell are you to tell me otherwise?
Yeah, fire off some knuckle children. I remember that.
Classic line.
Yeah, that was from the earlier seasons, I believe.
That was the what grinds my gears episode.
Yeah,
Tom Tucker got mad 'cause he stole his thunder, and then his mustache left him.
My mustache.
Yeah.
You're shaking.
Does it tickle when you kiss me? No. Sorry. The answer was only slightly.
Only slightly. Yeah. But
oh man, that show was great
But yeah, dude, like I think I've made my point on this stuff right now. I think it's fair to
Yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, my whole thing was that all these bitches, these dumb cunts that are supporting this fucking woman, are the same one. They're literally the ones that, like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot and it was a man that killed his 3 kids, they'd be sitting there going, "This is why we choose the bear.
Mm-hmm.
We're not safe with men. Men are the worst." And it's like, yeah. Men are the worst until, like, you know, a light bulb needs to get changed or a pickle jar opened or whatever. Or you need something over 55 pounds picked up. Or you need a basketball dunked into a hoop. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
And men may do this more often than women, but that shouldn't minimize what happened. It should all be handled equally within the scope of our laws.
Yeah, just because one demographic doesn't do something as much as another doesn't mean that they get a free pass when they decide. Or
a lighter sentence, or slightly better, lenient, any amount of leniency should be handled equally the same. It escalates the more victims there are, and the nature of it, and there's a lot of ins, outs, and what have yous when it comes to our laws. That's why somebody could murder somebody else, but they don't get first degree for one reason or another, whether they take a plea or are found only to be second degree, and therefore they're not. It's not the same sentencing at that point, and that can vary by state as well. So, and the punishment varies by states wildly. So it's very complicated. But
depending on what state you are, the punishment varies by skin color and upbringing, ethnicity, and you've got 41 prior, arrests and charges, but you're a certain demographic, so we're gonna let you go.
Yeah, try not to stab a blonde immigrant woman from the Ukraine in the neck on a bus, on a train.
Blonde bitches on the train, and then state I got that blonde bitch.
Yeah, and he was deemed not competent to face trial, at least initially. Which maybe he has a long history of actual real bad mental illness. So that's on the judges. I put that on the judges as much as I put it on him doing it.
Allowed to walk free?
He shouldn't have been. His family even said we tried to get him in again, but no, they wouldn't take him in. He needs help.
At some point,
he was going to do this.
Vigilante justice is going to have to become a thing.
Well, I mean, it has already.
But more. We're just not going to take this shit. Did you see the video? That 15-year-old kid that just executed some woman at a gas station the other night in Detroit. Mm-hmm.
And injured another woman. But yeah,
if you bring back capital punishment, and I mean capital punishment, not just you're on death row for 38 years. And, we'll get to you by the time, but they get to you by the time you're 87 and about to die anyway, and you're like,
they should handle it. Yeah.
Shit in your britches.
No, they should handle it like Russia used to, when Andrei Chikatilo, one of the worst serial killers in any country's history, was found guilty. He was immediately brought down into the basement and shot in the back of the head, behind the left ear. Boom, done.
In the medulla oblongata. Mm-hmm. You won't feel nothing. Yeah. Anyway, I think we've landed the plane with the Lindsey Clancy thing, but again. I just want, I appreciate my wife for kind of talking me through that one, because I was having not all the time. My wife is I bounce everything off of her. Mm-hmm. Her and I go back and forth about things all the time. She has no idea about half the shit I'm talking about sometimes, but she'll at least tell me if I sound like an idiot, and if I'm explaining something improperly or not right or whatever, or make me readjust my approach, things like that. So I trust her judgment on it, and she was the one that got me to kind of where I wanted to be, because I knew I wanted to talk about this tonight, but I didn't know how I wanted to approach it and what I wanted to say. And I knew what I said last week was kind of a vague, blanket statement of the case, and it wasn't didn't have the specificity that I wanted it to.
Right. Well, you admittedly, only knew the basic stuff about going into it at that point.
As I gained more knowledge of the case, and it was my wife that was the one that was like, no. She's like, that was a rumor. That was a rumor. That was taken out of context. You got to listen to this. And then she's playing me clips from the court case because she's listening to it all day. Mm-hmm. She knew where to find it, and I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, maybe I was done. Like I did fall for it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not above that. I've fallen for dumb shit before. But it's not usual. It's not, you know, a common occurrence.
Right.
And I didn't fall for anything. I just wasn't paying attention like
Yeah.
she was. And
But yet,
she's the one that walked me through it, got me to where I was, and then ultimately got me to the point of realizing that my ultimate beef with this was not with Lindsey Clancy. It was with the people supporting her, and how if the shoe was on the other foot, they would be crying foul and just saying, bury this man under the jail. We don't care if he had PTSD and he was on 10 million psych drugs and was begging for help for months. We don't give a shit. Execute him. You know, like that would be their response to it. But, you know, it's feminism is also, like liberalism, a mental disorder.
Well, to them, whether they're feminists or not, to some women, men will never be able to do enough for them. To certain women. And then certain men too. Some, you know, shoes on both feet here. Some people are just too demanding, and that's regardless of your sexual orientation as well, whether you're gay or straight or whatever. But this made the like really hard-headed, irrational women poke their heads out and expose themselves this past week, in a way that it's like, oh, really? I didn't peg them as that type. Like to be like, well, yeah, all this is bad and everything, but, and it's like, if you're saying but in this scenario, in regards to Lindsey Clancy, I'm gonna have to look at you a certain way now. Like,
are these not almost all the same exact women that thought that if we elected Donald Trump in 2024, that by now they would all just be brood sows like in a Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah,
like,
we were supposed to literally be that by now.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my fucking brood sows. Like, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, the only group of people that are trying to put any women in any kind of uniform is the Muslims.
What a shock.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if most people understood that A Handmaid's Tale was actually modeled after a reflection of Islam.
Yes, it's an allegory for it.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, it's like Animal Farm and Stalinism.
Yeah.
Know?
The author openly admit they're like, no, that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Like,
brother, may I have some oats?
Mm-hmm.
No, brother. These oats are for me. I am the chosen.
Yes, God damn it, the pigs run the show here now.
Yeah, no shit. And but anyway, speaking of pigs running a show, let's talk about some WNBA real quick.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I grab a beer real quick?
I do not mind.
You can freshen up your drink if you'd like as well.
I still got a halfie. I've been going a little slow tonight.
All right. Well,
You know what? I will take this opportunity to just go fucking spruce it. Because why not?
Might as well.
I do have a race at 10 o'clock. That's my only thing.
No problem. We'll be good, bro. We'll talk some W shit, and
well, we're gonna do more talking about the WNBA than anybody's ever done in one segment ever, and it's gonna be 48 seconds long.
And that includes Pat McAfee.
Yeah, true that.
All right, folks, we'll be back.
Yeah, right back.
And yo, shout out Greg. What's up? You. All right, well, I am back, everybody. Hope everyone's week has been good, and our subject to start off the show wasn't too heavy for you, but again, we talk about everything here regardless of the topic. It's just our unfiltered opinions on it. Ugh. Yes, what's up? Once again, Greg, Kelsey, if you're watching, how you doing? And anybody else, thank you for being here with us once again. As any of you who are watching may notice, I changed the format. Let me know what you guys think, at least the look of it.
All right.
Hell yeah. So, the W, and not in the WWE, we're talking a far less successful business.
Far less successful. One that hemorrhages money by the minute. Actually. One
that has to be supplemented by its parent company. Granted, WWE is now owned by TKO, but it is still a monolith of its own thing. Like, it's built on its own merit. And, was self-sustaining until they, decided to sell. But that being said, yes, we're talking the WNBA, and God, I couldn't tell you about anything about them besides Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and the ongoing news that it's going to continue now. You have some more information on this regarding the two transgender women.
Yes.
Talking Enos and Royce, two strong black trans African. Well, one's Turkish and the other one's African American. Of course, I can't mince those words. I got to get that right. It's 2026. And their current status as far as them entering the WNBA draft for 2027. But we can start with the current ongoings, and Enos is actually part of it.
Yes. So, first and foremost, I want to say that another fan threw a dildo onto the floor during an Atlanta game the other night.
Oh, you hate to see it.
And it was absolutely fucking hilarious. And the best part about it was watching all the girls on the court, like, trying not to laugh.
Yeah, because the first few times that happened, they were like, everyone was mad. And now, they're just like, all right.
And the way, it hit and, bounced across the court.
Yeah.
It was just like, you're like, in what world is that not funny? And you're like, oh, wait, none. And then there was a video of the alleged dildo thrower just going to run out of the arena after he threw it, and he literally just shoves the rent-a-security guy out of the way and bolts for the exit, and everybody just stands there what the fuck?
Dude, the only way that would have been better is if he was wearing a duster coat. Not a trench coat specific, but a duster.
Duster, yeah.
And then underneath it, he has a bandolier full of dildos. And he just starts throwing them as he's running.
All different colors.
Yeah.
I want to get 10 suction cup dildos, the ones that you see they use in the shower and stuff, put in the wall.
Or on a tile floor, they can use it on that too.
Yeah, tile floor is a popular one.
Very popular dildo on the tile floor.
Yeah, because that's for the amateurs.
It happened in that Russian hotel where I made him pee on the bed Obama was in.
As Bernie Sanders would say, that is what we call the amateur hour. Okay, that is not what that is what the millionaires do not want us to do. Okay, they do not like that. The billionaires are the ones that have it on the sides of the walls, on the showers, in the places that the millionaires can't afford.
You would know, Bernie. You can't afford poo-poo stuff. I can afford the poo-poo. You can only afford the pee-pee.
The normal mattress actresses, okay, they cannot afford these types of things. Okay, it is not a fair system, and it needs to be reevaluated. But somehow we bring in Bernie Sanders talking about suction cup dildos.
Dildos, yep. And Trump interjected and be like, no.
Yeah. I would love to just get good enough at him, where you could grab it by the head and throw it like a tomahawk, and it would just stick to whatever it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
because like part of like my our fantasy football punishment
has something to do with suction cup dildos.
Yeah, if you finish last, you have to take the suction cup dildo and stick it to your
Forehead.
and then run around and go, I'm a unicorn, I'm special.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. No videos, no pictures, no nothing like that.
No, it stays within the league. It's
yes, humiliation. I did it last year because the last place guy wouldn't, so I did it just to kind of.
Well, I hope you kicked him out of the league because that's just poor sportsmanship. Like, take your lumps. You fucking agreed to this at the beginning of the season. Like, what do you? You're an asshole
I actually don't know that we did agree to that at the beginning of the season. I think that might have just been something I made up at the draft that year.
Well, the draft is at the beginning, isn't?
No. I mean, like at the draft of like the following, like, oh, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Going back now,
like retrospect. Hey, by the way, you should do this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's different.
And then somebody was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And I was like, yeah, you are. And they're like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, fine, I will. Just
See how not gay I am? Now bend over and spread your cheeks so I can get this.
How not gay this is.
Get this horn in there.
Did you? All right. I have one other. I have one other article I want to discuss with you.
Okay.
That I saw today. Oh my God! It was about a hazing incident in the Dominican Republic baseball team.
What'd they do?
All right. Fuck the WNBA for a second. This is way better.
Yeah, go ahead.
A minor league affiliate of the Texas Rangers, which is stationed in the Dominican, had a group of guys haze one of the new players coming in.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. Like, hazing is like a very popular thing. Like, it happens all the time. And, sometimes it goes a little too far, but a lot of times it's just, boys being boys.
Well, nowadays they can't get away with the shit that we were able to get away with.
No.
20-odd years ago.
But they still somehow do, though. Don't be fooled.
Yeah, I mean, it's just easier to get caught now.
Yeah, well, if you get one fucking, one turd in the punch bowl, as they say.
Yeah, we got
it can upend the whole thing.
We got a turd in the punch bowl. Repeat, turd in the punch bowl.
Sexo, woohoo.
Yeah.
So, this Dominican team, they decided to haze the new guy. That like 4 or 5 guys or 6 guys were gonna pin him down, like grab his arms, his legs, pin him down, strip him naked, and then someone came over and they would take turns jerking him off. Yes, you heard that right, and gasp you should.
Tony.
No, why?
I'm like, so were we rewarding him for something, or are we hazing him? I don't know. Like, imagine.
How is that a prank? That's not a prank. That's either.
And so it's on
you helping him out, or you doing it yourself. If either way, it's gay. Like.
Yeah, the guys pinned down, and they're taking, like, guys are just like coming up and like taking turns, like cranking his hog, and they're all like laughing about it and all this other shit, and then the guys like trying to like squirm to get away, and they're just like holding him down and jerking him off, and it's like. All I could think of was the South Park episode when Cartman puts Butters' dick in his mouth and takes a picture.
It's like, that makes Butters.
Look how gay Butters is. Like,
oh no, it's the other way around. He's like, he sucks Butters' dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, nuh-uh. It's like, they're like,
no, that makes it. Yeah, you.
Gay. You gay. Like, nuh-uh, and like it just gets, and then it's.
No, dude, it makes you totally gay. Yeah.
Like, that was. So I read this article today, and I'm like. I'm just like beside myself, baffled, because I did play 1 year of college football, and in that locker room, we did some shit that would make actual gay people uncomfortable, and that was just like a normal Tuesday. You know
to me, it was too. You might have gotten Eiffel tired by 2 7-foot black Filipino men. Well, also having jalapeno pepper. Yeah.
It was just a Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
and like we did, like, I mean, I did some fucking like crazy nonsensical shit. Like I did the ugly woman one time. and I tucked my dick and balls between my legs, and then I held it there, and I walked right down the middle of the locker room, and I was just going, which one of you faggots stole my dick? This isn't funny, you guys. Where's my dick?
Put
and
the lotion in the fucking basket.
Yeah, and like we're doing like Buffalo Bill, and like most people laughed. There was a very specific demographic that did not think that full frontal male nudity was funny. And anyway, but like we did shit like that all the time, like every day. I mean, meeting rooms, like you were safe nowhere. Like you would just like all of a sudden, like you would just like turn a corner, and somebody would be like on a table with their dick at like your face height, and like try to slap you in the face with it.
And
like,
then,
God, Jesus Christ.
and then laugh at you, and then everybody else that was there that saw you look at it, like start hitting you. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it was like the movie Waiting.
So gay.
It was like the movie Waiting. Like, oh, take a look at the Batwing, bitch. Like,
Exactly.
and Kelsey,
Exactly what I want.
Kelsey just said that's not hazing, that's gazing. If she means the pinning down a guy and jerking him off, yes, that's gazing.
Yeah, that's gay. That's like, I mean, listen, we did some dumb gay shit. Nothing like that.
But
That's
you didn't touch another man and do it. Maybe you threw him into the shower or something.
Contacted by another man's genitalia, it was usually like it was somebody like tapping their dick on your head from behind, like in a meeting room, and you're like, "What?" And you're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, come on!" Like,
Or I know teabagging happened. I never witnessed it, but but mostly it was like, "Hey, you looked at my dick. Now I'm gonna call you a fag." It was basically that.
Right. It's like, so what's the first thing you do when you get the internet back? Took a picture of my dick, emailed it to my friend.
Called him a fag for looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's one of the best South Park things ever.
Oh, dude, one of my favorite outros ever. That and better get an aid, says Johnson, because your wife's a dude.
Yep.
Faggot.
Yeah. I'm back.
Yeah. And then my other favorite one was I love it, which is so stupid, but it's like it still makes me laugh. Is the Bar Brady one with the chicken fucker.
Oh yeah.
When he like jumps up and he's like, yeah, and it's like doo 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 doo.
Yeah, the music.
And it like he freezes in midair, but then like everybody just like leaves around him.
Yeah, he's frozen. Everyone's like,
yeah.
And then
They're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But yeah, that was some of the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, could you imagine me in a group of guys just being like, all right, what are we gonna do to fuck with the new guy this year? How are we gonna really teach him a lesson and show him what it's like to be on this team?
yeah, and one guy's like, yeah, we should totally jerk him off, right? And like,
I got an idea.
Huh?
Hold him down and
What?
jerk him off to completion. And then
Somebody
like
talked
6, 7 other guys are like, yo, that's a good idea.
No, see, that's a great idea for a skit there. No, he has to convince them all that it's a good idea. And guess who's the guy who's getting jerked off? The guy who suggested it. Dude, you know it'd be such a good prank if you just like randomly like held down somebody in their bed and then jerked them off. And like, yeah, that's funny. Who should we do? And they'd be like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I sure would hate it.
I'll be the guinea
No,
pig.
but I sure would hate it if you guys did it to me. I fucking hate that. This sounds like the worst thing that anybody could do to somebody.
Nobody better do some gay shit like that to me.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could go the other way with it and make it darker, where it is like straight up, like Full Metal Jacket, but jerking off Private Pilot.
That would be now. See, that's a skit. Maybe this is why I think this is why we need AI. Because we could. You know what I mean? Like you read that article and then you hear about that and you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like again, like we've all, if you've ever been in a locker room at high school or collegiate level, no matter what sport it is, like there's some questionable shit happening. And
Oh, it's brutal.
that's just part of the course. I can't speak to the chicks.
Oh yeah,
but to
exactly.
segue back to the WNBA, you know, they're apparently like gluttons for the punishment because they love this shit. I mean, we saw the dildo hit the floor the other night, and they all try not to laugh because they're
As
all
it skipped across the floor, like.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. As soon as the media gets kicked out of the locker room, it's like, what do you think we start doing? Like,
Yeah.
you know. But the WNBA, to shift gears real quick back to that, I feel like it has just become. It's not. A joke is, and a punchline is not. That's underselling what it's become. And
It
I
might be
feel
a joke
bad-
without a punchline.
Yeah, like I feel bad for the like dozen or so girls in that league that are actually good basketball players and actually want to play basketball.
Yeah.
And just not have to deal with but like again, I don't know when this whole thing with athletes became like this. It became like a thing where you have to take a stance on some sort of social issue. Like you really don't. Like you can just go and just be like, I don't really know much about this. I just play basketball for a living. I don't really care.
And I respect Sophie Cunningham for
you don't care. You have to care. If you don't care, you're a bigot. And it's like, am I though?
Well,
Like,
unfortunately, that's what the media is now. I respect Sophie Cunningham for being forthright with her opinion. Like last month or earlier this month, whenever it happened. But none of them should be asked. Like nobody should care what professional athletes think about anything beyond their own performance and what's happening in the league of what they're playing in.
No, I mean, look at like somebody like LeBron James, for Christ's sakes.
I don't give a shit.
The guy's been given a participation trophy since high school, and then he went and every year of high school he was given a participation trophy and was like, "Yep, you're on to the next grade. Oh my God, you're so good." And then he gets drafted to the NBA at 18. He becomes LeBron James. He's never made it past the first page of a book. And yet somehow I'm supposed to listen to this guy when it comes to like social issues.
Oh, and the schools that he like opened, a bunch of the kids, they're all stupid. Like they have poor grades.
Yeah, all the schools are just big fucking money laundering facilities and shit like that. Like,
oh, but I built them in Akron.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a surprise! Like, yeah, it looks good on paper, for him.
Oh, it's a huge tax write-off for him.
He was like, yeah, and then you get the nitty gritty of it, and you're like, all these kids are retarded. All your friends or people's friends or friends of friends are getting paid extremely high salaries to be here, and then they contribute back to you. Wait, what? Like, it's money laundering to the nth degree. But whatever.
But I'd much rather see some strong black trans women and one Turkish transgender woman play in the WNBA because, God damn it, rules have to be set. But you brought it up to my attention pre-stream, Joey, that may not happen right now. Is that correct?
No. So, according to Yahoo News, Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White will not be eligible to play in the WNBA. According to a league source called the recent declarations of the two men publicity stunts and said the league is not going to give oxygen to efforts designed to mock the league or use this topic to demean and marginalize others.
Oh, so
basically,
interesting.
They're basically trying to say like they're basically saying now they are the authority on who is a trans and what is a trans and what trans athletes will get to play in their league.
So that was my question coming into it because I didn't know everything, and that's why I asked you about it. I thought they made a stance on it. Apparently, they have not. They just denounced these two strong black trans women, or one Turkish. Again, representation is point. I gotta say it right. God damn it. So, gotta get that right. But Kavkalash.
I'll just take some crab juice.
Yeah. Mountain Dew. No, I'll just have the crab juice. But yeah. So if they're not able to play, the W is gonna have to fucking state specifically why they're not gonna be allowed to be drafted. Will they not? Does this not make them have to take a hard stance on what a woman is?
I guess that's the next kind of big question is like, okay, like, so will Enes Kanter and Royce White now take it to the next level of saying like, all right, you're now discriminating against us by by trying to tell me what I am or am not.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna what it's gonna do is, and I hope they do, and I think Enes Kanter will because he seems like the type, like he's the one that went against LeBron. He's the one that went against all LeBron's fucking free Palestine bullshit, and was like, no, like they're fucking genocidal fucking retards, and so are you.
Yeah.
Wrote that shit on his shoes and took a stance one way or another, like whatever. He seems like he's pretty dead set on kind of like pushing issues like this against the people that are trying to force the nonsense on you. He seems like he's pretty dead, like he's pretty willing to fight against the bullshit, right?
Yes.
So I hope he takes it to court and says, okay, now you're discriminating against me. Well, what do you mean? Okay, because ultimately what this is going to do, ultimately what it's going to do is force the courts now to define what is a man, what is a woman, and what is a transgender.
And I am all for it.
And then
it's so smart.
The wheels come completely off the. But that's the thing, Trav. It's not that this is like some insanely brilliant stroke of genius. It's just the fact that he's the first one.
He's the one to do it.
Let's take it here. You guys want to play this fucking game? Let's play this fucking game. He's the first one to call them on their bullshit.
Directly in this kind of way, like directly to a major sport. Now, yeah, it's the WNBA, but that is a major women's sport in America, whether anybody watches it or not. It's
the biggest women's sport in America.
Yeah, they don't follow women's soccer. You know, maybe
maybe the LPGA could make
women's tennis.
Women, but like I mean,
but that's global too.
Like popularity, viewers, like basketball is inherently popular.
Well, that also has more games than tennis or soccer.
Yeah, basketball's an inherently popular sport. It's more accessible. It's more.
Yeah.
People are more willing to watch basketball than they are.
Weather isn't a factor because it's always played indoors. It's
right.
It's
and it's on. You know, it could be on. You know, Sunday night at 8 o'clock and.
Yeah, because the season's long enough. It's not like football where, well, now it's 18 regular season games or whatever the fuck it is at this point.
17 with 18 weeks, but yes.
17. Yeah, okay. Yeah, each team gets a bye, correct.
It'll be 18 by probably year after next.
Yeah, and then we're going to have more international games, so you have to wake up at like 6:30 in the morning to watch a game that's being played in
7:30 in the morning to watch a game. Like
it
just sucks, dude.
Yeah, we'll have games in Phnom Penh soon enough.
They're ruining the league, and they don't care. All they see is money and dollar signs. They just want more and more and more and more, and they can't let good enough be good enough. So, oh well, I don't care.
They cannot.
At some point, I'm going to walk away from the NFL, and I'm just not going to give a fuck anymore. And it'll probably be the best day of my life, and I'll wonder why I didn't do it 30 years earlier. But whatever.
Well, maybe within the next 8 to 12 years, we're at full like Sarcastaball level of what the game is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, we'll be there in our lifetimes. I fully believe the NFL will be a 100% flag football league.
Oh, it'll be absorbed by or they will absorb the flag football league and just become the NFL
the NFFL.
And National Flag Football League. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's all it's going to become because, and again, it's getting to that because you can grab more talent. The talent pool is a lot deeper if all you're doing is playing flag football.
Injuries are cut down, and
less injuries, a lot less
by a crazy amount.
Hitting, no caution, and the biggest thing is a lot less of overhead for the insurance premiums for the NFL too.
Yeah,
because they're not having to deal with guys with like lifetime life-altering injuries that they suffered while playing.
I still want people like lay out for a catch or a dive, like to get the extra yard. But yeah, it's not contact. And they're currently doing it. It's going to be in the next Olympics, Summer Games.
2028.
Yeah, and that's fine. But dude, when we were kids,
because all they're doing is conditioning you.
Yeah, that's kind of true too.
Conditioning the public to get used to flag football. Make flag football the norm. More people can play it, and it's just like and again, this is a conversation for like tomorrow night for Row 1C1. But like just to give you guys a little insight, when we start like on football in the last I'd say 5 to 6, 7, 8 years, advanced metrics have become like a big thing. and like Pro Football Focus has kind of exploded, and all these like little weird sites where they like, you know, they talk about things like DVOA, and which don't even ask what it stands for, but it's like, you know, it's like basically they took baseball-esque metrics and then applied.
Yeah, sabermetrics. It's essentially applying that to football, which the basic formula is the same, but you have to apply it differently.
Yes, but the thing is with football is it doesn't work. So like,
well, not sabermetrics.
All these metrics that they come up with, yeah, like in baseball, you can measure how much a guy hits, where he hits the ball, what pitch was thrown when he hit it. Like, you can't measure that in football. Like,
no, because there's way more variables involved in football. There's literally way more moving pieces on every play.
So when they try to apply it, and the people who are forcing like these advanced metrics, if you look at them, they're all like, you know, 145 pounds. You know, they were a virgin until they were 33, and they love football, but they were never actually physically capable of playing football, let alone or any sport, let alone football.
Got a great football mind.
But they think, you know, because I've played 72,000 hours of Madden,
no,
you know, I could outcoach Bill Belichick.
No.
And if you just look at the metrics and the numbers, and they break everything down into statistics, and it's like, yeah, that's not how football works. Football doesn't work based on.
You're running simulations. You're not dealing with real flesh and blood men.
No, you're not dealing with decision making and people who are doing things and injuries.
Human error, timing, everything working like a well-oiled machine. Guess what? It doesn't happen on every play.
No, it doesn't. In fact, it rarely happens. And that's what makes the great teams great.
Mm-hmm.
But they try to force it. These bug men try to force these advanced statistics down into you because it's the only way that they can participate in a game that they so desperately want to be accepted into. But they can't because they're not physically capable of actually having played the game.
Yep, and
so
now that
they don't understand what it's like to go one-on-one or as a defensive tackle face a double team and split it. They just think like, well, this guy splits double teams X amount of times, which means he's the best defensive tackle in the league. And it's like, well, no, he's splitting double teams because he's doing something stupid because he's going away from the play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take into account everything. It just takes into account cherry-pick stats. And they're kind of just doing the same thing here. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think it's because of the advent of now online betting being legal in almost every state, like a good majority. And it started before with like people that took like fantasy football leagues or any kind of fantasy league like way too seriously before it was like bigger, and then even when it did, and that kind of was like their whole thing for like that entire season. Is like I couldn't talk to some of those guys because they were just like, oh this fucking guy. I'm like, okay, man, like
so
like what do you
my number one rule about fantasy football is
they're paying too much attention to the shit that I'm just like, just watch the game, maybe.
Yeah, no, my number one rule about fantasy football is nobody gives a fuck about your fantasy football team. Seriously. Yeah. Like, I don't, like, people ask me about fantasy football, and I'm like, I don't know. I just give them an answer. They're like, but you watch football. You're the football guy. I'm like, yeah, I know. I have the answer. I'm just not going to give it to you because I don't want to engage in this conversation. Because what happens 99.9% of the time is that person is asking you a question to bait you into a conversation so that they can tell you what they think. They don't actually want to know what your opinion is. They just want to tell you what they think.
And so you don't want to talk about it.
And I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, you're talking about like, well, should I draft this guy or this guy? I'm like, I don't know. You're talking about 1, maybe 2 touchdowns difference at the end of the year. Like, it's a fucking coin flip, dude. Like everything else in fantasy sports. It's a coin flip. It's luck. It's bullshit.
Yeah, both those guys could go out for like halfway through the season or later or earlier.
Or here's another thing. Maybe neither one of them are the fucking secret key to success that you think they are. I played in a fantasy football league for years with a good friend, with a buddy of mine. It was Mike Hilchey's dad's league. Mike Hilchey was a co-founder of Row 1 Seat 1. And actually, he came up with the name Row 1 Seat 1. That's Mike's. I will give Mike credit all day for the name. He came up with that and pitched it to me, and I was like, that's a great fucking name. I love it. And we ran with it.
It is.
Mike's dad ran a league for years. and I played in it. It was like a 12-team league, and we had one guy in the league at the time who was he was a Dartmouth High alum, a couple years younger than us, but he worked for the New England Patriots. He was part of the videography crew, whatever. But he worked for the Patriots and was trying to work his way up into coaching. Brilliant football mind. I mean, brilliant football guy. He was teaching me. He was showing me tape before I went to Bridgewater. Showing me tape of like, okay, here's what, if you're going to play DT, here's what you want to watch. Here's how you're going to do it. This, that, and coaching me up before I went to play because he knew I'd never played before. Long story short, he finished last almost every single year in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Because when he would draft his team, he's drafting players like, well, if I'm drafting a football team of guys that I want to go out and win, not win pretty, but win.
Yeah.
Fantasy is all about winning pretty. And this kid would finish last almost every single year. And that was when I started to realize, like, this is kind of gay. I mean, it's not like, jerking the new kid off in the Dominican locker room gay.
No, but gay. You know what? You're kind of all jerking each other off in the Dominican Republic when you're doing fantasy sports of any type, really.
And that's then when I kind of like unofficially quit fantasy sports, I don't know if it was 2012 or 2013, we had a group of all of our good brothers, like me, Ryan, Timmy, like Jay Silva, like all the guys from that group. I think it was 10 or 12 of us, I can't remember. And I think Ryan ran the league. And we all paid into it. One of the kids in the league wasn't there for the draft. We took the best available player for him. Every pick, like whoever just best available based on what he needed to fill out his roster so that he would have a complete roster for week one. He set his roster week one, never looked at the league again for the rest of the year, and ended up winning the Super Bowl. To the point where when they handed him the envelope with the $900 in it for winning first place,
he's like, what's this for?
He was like, what the fuck is this?
He didn't realize why he was even there. He's like, well, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, didn't even know. And he's like, I won? And we're like, yep. And he's like, how? I didn't even... We're like, yeah, we know. And, like, we actually contemplated, like, not giving him the money and giving it to second and third.
Yeah, split it.
He didn't even participate, but we're like, but no, like, but
that he won.
But he won. Like, he just... I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't try that strategy again, but it worked that one year.
Yeah, it's not like he personally rigged every game to favor him, like with the players getting the stats that he needed. Yeah.
But that was when I realized that fantasy football was just a complete farce, and that no matter, like, at one point, like, early on in my life, like, in my football life and fantasy life, like, back in, like, the mid-2000s, knowing a lot about football gave you an edge over people who didn't. Because if you knew about, the second wide receiver on the Houston Texans that nobody else did. And you're like, oh, this Jacoby Jones guy is going to be a fucking stud. And, he turns out to be okay. Or, Andre Johnson, this guy, he's a second-year player, but he's pretty good. He's up and coming. I think this guy is going to be good. And you grab him, and nobody else knew who he was because they only watched the Patriots every week. And, then you had an advantage. Now, with the internet and everything else, and then you got guys that don't even watch football. All they do is they listen to 2 or 3 podcasts a week about fucking fantasy drafts and this and that. And they're drafting teams and they're like, oh, this guy's average yards per carry, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but that was last year when they had a good offensive line. Now this year they're not going to.
Yeah.
And it still does benefit you a little bit, but it doesn't, knowing football doesn't benefit you in fantasy sports like you would think it should.
No, any given Sunday, anything can happen on any play. It's like it's planned out chaos, but it's live action chess. Really, it's just like, okay, everybody has X amount of players. Here's what they can do. Here's what they can't do within the rules.
But it's just But it's just bullshit.
I'm taking over your territory, and I'm gonna bring this token into your house, and therefore I get money. Basically, it's like getting kinged in fucking checkers. It's
yeah, and that's when I became like I became jaded with fantasy sports. I mean, even betting this year, I used to bet on NASCAR every week. I haven't bet on NASCAR in like 2 months. and it's because the books wisened up. Like early on in NASCAR betting, when betting first became legal, and NASCAR first became like a thing to bet on, nobody knew. Like the books didn't know how to adjust the odds.
Right.
So
yeah.
they were like, yeah, they're like, nah. Like everything was a win. Like if you picked a winner, you were pretty much guaranteed like $100 on a $10 bet.
Yeah. So then they had to figure out how to marginalize that, and
the books have wisened up and they've caught on, and now they've nailed it down. So now if you pick a guy like any of the top 5 guys, like they're all like plus 125, and you're like, oh well, that sucks. Like there's no payout there. Like I don't want to do that. So then you're forced to parlay, and you're like, well, let me pick 3 guys to finish top 5, which is actually fucking harder than picking one winner. And the reward is probably a little bit more, maybe the same, depending on who you pick, but it just sucks now. So it's like I'll bet on Daytona on Saturday night because it's a super speedway and it's a crapshoot. So even the best drivers are going to be like plus 800, plus 900, to start. Like that's who's going to be like whoever the favorite is will be just a shade under 1,000. After that, like I'm probably just gonna go throw $100 on somebody who's like plus 7,500 and hope for the best.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna gamble, gamble responsibly.
Well, just say fuck it, because that guy who's plus 7,500 at Daytona, Talladega, they have just as much, probably just as good a chance of winning as the guy who's plus 800. So why the fuck would I take the guy who's plus 800 when I could take the guy who's going to give me more upside? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So super speedway still like kind of let you do that, but again, it comes back to it's all just a crapshoot. It's all fucking. It's like Matthew McConaughey said. It's fugazi.
Exactly.
And it's all there just to rope you in and get your money, and it's bullshit. So,
Yep. That's why I'm glad I don't really gamble on anything at all. So
fuck Lindsey Clancy. Fuck the WNBA.
Yes.
Fuck getting jerked off by Dominicans, I guess.
Well, by anybody against your will, that shouldn't.
Jerked off. I don't want to be jerked off by 7 guys.
Especially against your will, like.
Yeah, I mean, like imagine being pinned down in a locker room by men, and then they just all start taking turns cranking your hog.
I could imagine murdering 7 or 10 people, however many you just said there.
I mean, like, at one point, you just be like, I guess I'm not even mad. Like, at least they're using lube. Like, they're not using sandpaper. Like, am I entitled to be mad about this? I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, you're more than entitled. What happens next is, that's that'll be settled between me and the courts. All right.
Yeah. I'd rather be judged by 12 than cranked by 6.
And bukkakied on by 12.
I'd rather be bukkakied on by 6 than cranked by 12 or some shit. But
with that being said, Joey, I think that's all the time we have time for.
Oh, it is 10 p.m. I do have a race to get to.
Yes, indeed. So I think that's a good point to leave off on there.
I think it's as good as any.
I said me piece.
I had a lot of fun with this one tonight, actually.
Yeah, this is a good one. We kind of got into it right away, which is nice. But hey,
yes.
I'm always a fan of the preamble, but yeah.
I am a huge fan of the preamble just because it's almost always funny to me.
Well, we had like a mid preamble. We started talking about Clancy, and then, oh hey man.
Oh yeah, and then it turned into Dominicans jerking each other off, and
well, we eventually ended up there at some point. Yes.
But yeah, anyway, I'm sure we'll have some big news next week. I see a lot of things kind of brewing here this week.
Every week seems to be getting crazier.
Yeah, and there's not much. I mean, obviously we'll know too. Like, there's gonna be some crazy shit that pops off between now and next Monday. But I might have to put a pin in next Monday. Actually, I forgot. My wife's on vacation next week, so.
You can let me know beforehand.
Yeah, I'll be in touch with you anyway. I'll text you. I still gotta watch that video I did. I sent you. You sent me.
Oh, it's just a picture.
Oh, well, okay. I did watch the one though about the guitarists that don't get the credit they deserve.
Yes.
That one, great video by the way. That was a fucking what a great breakdown that was. Guy did a great job. So.
Although I think he could have been he could have talked more about each of them a little bit more. Like I wanted every time he got to the end of talking, I was like, no, tell me more about them. Like
yeah, I'm sure he probably could have gone for an hour about each. To be honest.
Yes, and he even included himself in it too. So and he's like,
yeah, it was great. It was a cool video though. I enjoyed that one. So thank you.
Yeah, anytime, man. Glad you enjoyed it.
We'll keep pressing on. A couple of movies coming out too. I want to get your thoughts on. I don't know if you've seen the previews for. There's one. It was the post-apocalyptic one that's coming up.
Oh, the Ridley Scott directed, Josh Brolin, Margaret Qualley.
What the hell was it?
I can look it up.
It's coming out soon. New. Hold on. What was it? New.
I think it's the one I just mentioned. I just can't think.
Dog Stars. The Dog Stars.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yep, that looks rad as shit. And then have you seen the other one too? It's I forget what it's called. It's about these super soldiers that get woken up and then just like put on a mission, but they don't stop until everybody's dead.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's like Pumpkinhead meets John Wick. And it looks extremely violent and gruesome.
Is there like live action involved, or is it all CGI?
No, I think it's all live action.
Well, it probably has CGI in it.
I mean, I'm sure it has.
I mean, dude, the Masters of the Universe movie has a ton of CGI. That movie fucking slaps.
Yeah, I don't care about I don't give a shit. Onslaught. It's called Onslaught.
Oh, let me see if I've seen it.
It looks rad as fuck, and it looks violent as fuck. And I dig it.
All right, yeah, I'll take a look at it after we get off stream, but
yeah, take a look at those two, and then and there's one more. I think.
Well, yeah, I know about the first one.
What was it called? Ghost? Was it Ghost Soldier with Jim Caviezel? It's another Jim Caviezel, just down home Southern boy, taking on
like the one where he saved the kids.
Total dude movie. You're just like, fuck yeah. Like this could be me, but he's he's an ex-Green Beret with just mad
shit,
insane military tech that no civilian.
Oh, speaking of which, something similar to that. Fucking Chris Pratt's show is coming back on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
Yeah, The Terminalist season 2.
Oh yes, Terminalist. Right. That's starting back up fairly soon, right?
Yeah, I think within the next couple months.
There's a guy in my lobby. His name is Billy Dick. I swear to God, dude, if I just went through the this kid's name's Derek Richards. Derek Dick.
I've gone by Richard Penis.
If there is
the second, so people would be like, "Oh, Richard Penis is second." I say, "No. Richard Penis is my father. Call me Dick Penis." It's so dumb.
It's just, dude. I swear, if I went through the list, just the names of people that are in my iRacing lobbies, especially when I start racing formula cars, road shit, I'm like, it's some guy from Thailand. I'm like, that's not. I'm like, come on, no way. That's
it sounds like somebody. Yeah, the sounds that a walk being thrown down a flight of stairs makes bang bang ding.
Not even hold on. I mean, I'll read you one. Because I saved it. It was that good.
Oh, there we go. We can end it on that. That'd be good.
Yeah, because I was like, there's no fucking way this guy. His real name is this.
It's not like Ishkabibble Scribble.
It was. Hang on. Wouter van Mensvoort.
Wouter van Woesmort?
Wouter van Mens. Wouter. W-O, router, but with a W. Van Mensvoort.
It could be pronounced Wouter.
Yeah, probably. And then there was another one. His name was Timu Sukas.
What? They just took the website name and Timo Taziki, like the.
And I'm just like, come on, man.
I'm eating a Euro right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're gonna just make up names, can you at least like try and put some effort into it? Like, for Christ's sakes, but.
Exactly.
I could do a whole episode just on fucking retarded names I've seen.
Yeah.
Foreigners, man. Foreigners. You know?
Ishkabibble Scribble from the Capri Motel back in the day, apparently.
Kalkadesh.
Yeah. Got no bathroom in Kafka, just Kafkadesh.
Who's Kalkadesh?
Bathroom in observation deck.
Mountain Dew or crab juice?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that was fun, Trav. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me. And maybe we'll see you next Monday. I don't know. I'm probably going to put a pin in it, but I will be in touch with you over the weekend.
Well, we'll see, and I will update everybody on at least Twitter about whether we're doing it or not. So.
Ye old Twitter.
But thank you guys for watching. Always a pleasure, Joey. I mean, Jesus Christ, I look forward to this every week. It's awesome.
I do too, to be honest. This is a great outlet for me. I can't talk about Lindsey Clancy to anybody like I can with you and or other subjects like that. So
hey, you know what? The adult table, it's for you and me at least, not anybody else, Joey. It's like us yelling into a pillow, but the pillow listens and talks back.
Yeah. And it's Mr. Sweet Nothing's back in your ears.
Yeah.
Hey, Daddy.
Oops.
Oh, you're talking like you got the golden Totinsky.
Yeah. Fucking A, brother.
On that note,
Yep.
I'm out.
Nothing gay about that, guys. We're out of here. We'll either see you next week. Yeah. We'll either see you next week or not. Follow me on YouTube here, obviously. If you're watching it, follow us here. Only way you can see it. You can follow me on X at Arsenio Corridor, and also on Instagram with the same name at Arsenio Corridor. You can follow Joey wherever because he's big, and you can probably just see him whenever you walk outside.
At Joe X, no matter where I'm at, on all platforms except Facebook, Joey Fast.
And
or just find Row 1 Seat 1 and you'll find me.
Exactly, and watch and or listen to Row 1 Seat 1. Unlike this show, that is available on Spotify and anywhere you enjoy your podcast content.
Apple, iHeartRadio, you name it.
It's all up in Pineapple Ham Radio.
Oh, yeah. We make sure we get our fists into everything.
You got the glaze on there, and that's what matters.
That's it, baby. That's it. You know, get that good lube.
So, yes, until next time, folks.
All right, boys.
Have a good one.
Trav, good to talk to you, bud. Talk to you soon.
Absolutely, Joe. We'll be in touch, and have a great week.
I will, bud. Peace out, everybody.
Yep. Later.